Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report with the head coach of Hofstra Wrestling, Dennis Papadatos. Good morning, Dennis. How's it going today?
Doing good. Getting ready for another week,
Yeah, I hear you. Hear you loud and clear. Getting ready for another week of Hofstra athletics over here as well. The Hofstra wrestling team was back in Pennsylvania this past Sunday for the Journeyman Collegiate Classic. A couple of really good performances by the Hofstra wrestlers in that one. Highlighted by Justin Hoyle and Zachary Knight and Ward winning their weight classes. Let's talk about Justin's performance at Journeyman really quick. 0-2 to start his season at Clarion, and then he comes back and goes 3-0 with a few really good wins in his weight class at 141 in the D pool. Talk about Justin and what you saw from him this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the pools are interesting at Journeyman. I know he's not a D pool. He wasn't the fourth level pool. They have A pool, B. When they ask you for your guys, they say A pool, B pool, C pool. Justin struggled. We think Justin's an A pool kid. But after the first weekend, when he lost to two, we thought C-level wrestlers, that we're like, whoa, okay, like maybe he needs an adjustment. So I put him in the C. So the A pool and the B pool usually has a combination of A's and B's, and then you'll get a couple B's and C's. So he was in a pretty competitive pool in the C pool, because there was like 5 or 6 pools even lower than that, but it was a nice mix. So, he dominated. I would say 2 of the wrestlers were better than everyone he wrestled last weekend, and he dominated them. So that's nice to see, right? So he looked more of himself. He looked more in his zone. He looked had his offense going. He looked mean. He looked ornery. He looked tough. He looked confident. So it was definitely a good rebound for him. I could tell you his level of competition this weekend would have fared much better the weekend before. So I got a little nervous, but he looked way more back to normal this week.
That's good to hear. It's good seeing Justin succeed. And that 141 spot with the departure of Vinny Vespa, it's open between him, between Joel Mylan, between Ty Simmerman. That's going to be a nice battle to see, as the season progresses in that.
It's Justin's spot. I mean, Justin was with Vinny last year, so we always knew we were in a good spot there. And then Tyler made the finals of his pool. Joel had a little different pool, and Joel's kind of a tweener where he's a 33-pounder, 41-pounder. He's not big enough yet. 33 is really hard for him to make. We're going to have some serious conversations and see what is what. But as of right now, he's trying to stay up at 41. But I'm wondering if, we'll see how he really feels about it after these first 2 weekends and seeing what 141 is. So, but Justin separated himself. He's the guy right now for sure. But we definitely got depth there that he can be pushing the room.
Yeah, it's good that Justin's establishing himself at 141, and B, it's good that you have depth too. Never have enough depth. And then shifting over to 285 in the B pool, Zach Knight and Ward, another good weekend from Zach. 3-0, couple of really good wins from him. What can you say about Zach at the 285 pool?
Yeah, Zach's been a little banged up. So the first weekend we weren't sure if he was going to wrestle, and then he won his first 2 matches, and then he had, like I said, and we pulled him out after he had an unrostered guy that wasn't going to count, and the A pool in this bracket was going to be loaded. And Zach's supposed to be an A pool. They wanted him in A pool. The A pool had 5 top 25 guys ranked in the country was Zach. Then one of the other kids pulled out, and I've told them, I said, listen, Zach, Zach's next matches are Wisconsin and Rutgers, 2 top 20 heavyweights. We're not coming to the Journeyman, and we're not 100% healthy right now. So we should be 100% by the grapple. I'm not going in there and giving Zach 4 top 25 matches. Like, this is not optimal for the season. I'm sorry. We're going to have to put him in the B pool with, like the UPenn guy placed in the IWA. He's good, right? So we wanted more of that. And, so while Zach is really just trying to, baby a couple injuries that we're trying to nurse them more than baby. I meant to say, like, as we're trying to take it slow with a few injuries, we thought we'd have good competition. Let's push him a little bit. And then, so we put him in the B pool, and he won it much easier than even the score showed. He was a little cautious and tentative, just trying to stay healthy, trying to get his wins and stay healthy. And we accomplished both those feats. We definitely didn't get hurt worse. We're probably healthier. And he went 3-0. So it was a productive weekend, because when Zach's fully healthy and firing on all cylinders, I don't mind putting him against anyone in the country.
No, definitely not. So I think, like you said, fully healthy. I think Zach's one of the top guys at his weight class in the country. So
Right.
it's going to be, exciting to see him as the season progresses. And, again, great job by Zach in the pool. Even, in the B pool, still some good competitors,
Yeah, right.
getting his warm up, getting himself ready for the season. Also, shout out to the second place finishers, Joe McGinty at 157, not Ricky Stan. Just
Charles
all the
Smalls
Charles Small, can't forget Charles Small, Michael Leandrew, 149.
and Mike Leandrew. Yep.
Shout out to those guys. They did a great job in their pools. Unfortunately, just not being only able to get first place, but silver. Nothing wrong with silver, especially.
Yeah, obviously with Charles, we thought he was by far the best person in the bracket. So he lost 2 super tough, close, an overtime match, another 1-point match, but sometimes when you let things stay too close, that kind of happens. So hopefully he learned a little bit of his lesson and got to get his offense going more. But yeah, I would have liked him to take home the A pool bracket, considering I was pretty confident he was going to before the event started. That's what I meant, where we were on one point, we were on track of saying this was going to be an unbelievable, great weekend. Like, we had all these guys in the finals, everyone was winning. Our unattached guys, Holden beat top 20 guys, Reese beat top 20 guys. Ricky had a nice comeback win from a kid he lost to last weekend. So things were going like, okay, we're here, we're back, right? Even with 5 starters out, we're back. And then the finals happened and we lost, Simmerman lost unattached. Holden, Reese lost unattached. Holden lost a tough match in the semis. Charles lost. Mike lost. And I was like, so we went for like 5-6 hours that everything was going to be great. Where at the end of the day, it was a very good, productive day. But all those happened at the end. So they kind of, I left the tournament thinking, man, that stunk, right? But it definitely didn't stink. But yeah, we had a lot of guys second. I think 6 total with our unattached guys in their pool. So it was a productive day. Like I said, Reese beat good guys, lost to a good guy in the finals, close 2-1, 2-1. But he beat a guy that was in the All-American round last year from Army. The guy who won he beat the IWH, he beat the reigning IWA champion, Reese did. So in his second match. So that's always a good win,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's good for Reese to get that win, and again for Joe and for Mike and for Charles. Good on you. Right. Good on you. Good on you for getting second place.
And now, then in the A bracket, Holden and Ricky were supposed to wrestle each other for third, but I did not allow it. We're not wrestling each other. We're not getting hurt. The matches don't count. So Holden just forfeited to Ricky, since Ricky's the attached wrestler. So that's just how we went about that. But I don't even think it counts as a win on Ricky's record. It's pretty much, we weren't wrestling a match that did absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I see it every day in practice. I don't need to see it out there with a ref because I don't care.
Yeah. You don't need, like you said, you don't need risk both injuries to either guy when the rest. Right. So this week, no competition this week. What's the plan for Hofstra Wrestling? Because I know you've said in the past you got a couple guys banged up. Right. What's the plan with Hofstra going into the weekend of no competition?
Finish healing up. We've had, without mentioning names, we had some guys in concussion protocol, so everyone's pretty much out. The last few guys are finishing up this week, as long as everything goes healthy, thankfully, and seem things to be going all right. So by the end of this week, all the guys that have been on the injured reserve that can't even wrestle, only 2 of them will be left, and we had like 9. So we're getting like 6-7 guys back this week. So that'd be good, where they can even practice this, even at some point this week, to really get ready for the end of next weekend. So this week we're still going healthy. Yesterday we practiced, just got a sweat in, went over a bunch of positions that we thought as a team we struggled with at Journeyman. Today's going to be a pretty hard practice. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty hard practice. And Thursday's going to be off. Friday, we'll do matches on our own. And then Saturday, we're going to get off the mat, just run, and then take Sunday off. And then we'll prep next week. So, out of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday week of training, we're only going to train hard 3 of those days, which is today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And, we're going to kind of try to keep recover and heal up some guys and adjust the situations we need to adjust without losing shape. So it's always hard, right? So, but that's our task. So we'll figure it out. But we're going to focus a lot this week, a little more on training. Next week, when we have Thanksgiving and we're competing on the weekend, is definitely a lot about, we got to feel good. I want to feel good all next week.
Yeah.
So we'll, gonna try to finish fine tuning and then feel good next week.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing the guys back in action next week. For more information on Hofstra Wrestling and all Hofstra athletics, visit gohofstra.com. For head coach Dennis Papadatos, I am Nick Captos, and thank you again for joining us for this week's WB Mason Coaches Report.